Wesley Gonzalez, side step, no. Block. Villan. This is the issue. Buenafe against Reyes. Wrap around. Oh, missed it. Back to Intal, and he scores. Look out. Tracy Intal in the open court. Intal slams it home. And the rocket finally takes flight here. He's truly a rocket who has been launched and he's in orbit. How will Burger King respond, taking over William Coledo's job as quarterback and really team leader for the Whoppers? Wesley Gonzalez having a solid debut here for the Whoppers. Again from the inbound, driving down the baseline and finding an opening to score on the reverse. Behind the back. Come fly with me, Skyrus. Big play. Big play by Barangay Ginebra down the stretch.
Okay, and so much drama happening at the top of the team standings as well as at the bottom. Alex Cabagnot, of course, already in a new uniform in one conference, and JC Intal has been playing so well of late, so much at stake still in this game. Burger King, of course, assured already of a spot in the wild card, but Barangay Ginebra, they're interested in improving because they have a chance to still make it to that automatic semifinal slot.
That's correct. If Barangay Ginebra wins this basketball game, at least they get up to 12 wins. They have to hope Alaska loses their last 2 games, but at the same time, if Ginebra can win this particular game, they get that 12th win, which means they'll definitely get into the quarterfinals outright. On the other side, Burger King pretty much will be in the wild card phase. It's just a matter of who they'll be going up against.
Exactly. Coach Norman Black, the last meeting between these two teams had Barangay Ginebra 83-79. It's interesting to take a look at the statistics and the free throws, actually, and so many other numbers in that first encounter.
Well, if you look at the numbers there, you see Ginebra won this basketball game, but Burger King actually won most of the categories except for the free throw shooting. 22 out of 42, only 52% for Burger King in that game from the free throw line, and that was probably the cause of their demise.
And I have a question for you. There was, of course, that trade involving Wesley Gonzalez and Cabagnot and Gary David and Chico Lanete. Do players actually want to spark and really shine brightly in their first game in a new uniform?
Oh, no question they do, but remember also that no player wants to be traded in the middle of the season because it's such a transition for them if they are traded. But you can see Cabagnot and Gonzalez both played very, very well in their first game for Burger King. Cabagnot with 17 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and Wesley Gonzalez with 13 points and 6 rebounds.
Okay, Chiqui Reyes is going to be part of this team together with Leah Cruz, but let's think first things first. Chiqui, ikaw muna.
Thank you, Seb. As far as Burger King is concerned, focus is on winning this game to gain momentum come the wildcard stage. Now the team is in high spirits, especially now that Cabagnot and Gonzalez have fit into the system of Coach Yang. For tonight's game, they will try to put the cuffs on the hottest player of Ginebra, JC Intal, and his fellow high flyers, Ronald Tubit and Cyrus Baguio. No specific offensive plays for any Whopper because according to the coaching staff of Burger King, walang star player sa team namin. Ang star dito ay ang sistema. Seb, Coach Norman?
Thanks a lot, Chiqui. Now, talking about JC Intal, you had the opportunity to coach JC in college, and you're not, I'm sure, you're not surprised with what he's been showing so far.
I'm actually very proud of JC that finally he's starting to live up to his potential here in the PBA. He really has been the star player for the Ginebra team in their last 3 games. You can see his first 14 games there. The numbers are pretty modest, but the last 3 games, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. Good all-around performances for JC in the last 2 games for Ginebra.
What is one thing that strikes you as a coach going into this game? What should we look forward to? What should we pay attention to?
Oh, definitely. I think the concerns for Ginebra going into this game is making sure they have good transition defense. Burger King actually leads the league in fast break points, but at the same time, Ginebra has the best fast-breaking defense, so something's going to give as far as that's concerned. But Ginebra comes to this game a better defensive team, and I think that's one thing we should look forward to in this particular game.
And Chiqui still has one more report before we put the ball into the air. Chiqui?
Seb, for the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings, they want to finish the classification round on a winning note and get win number 12. And to get that W tonight, they have to take away the easy fast break points of Burger King, minimize the output of Cabagnot and Buenafe, push Kinyan and Belga away from the boards and score on transition with Intal, Tubid, and Baguio leading the attack. Sev, Coach Norman?
Thank you very much. Just one quick last question before we get this break. Are the teams conscious when they hit the floor, conscious of the team standings? Are they aware of this?
Very much so. All of the coaches make sure that the teams know exactly where they stand as far as the league is concerned and what they have to do to be able to accomplish their goals, which is to win the championship. Basically, I'm sure Coach Yang is probably trying to blend this team right now, trying to get that blending because he does have a couple of new players.
Okay, and the important thing to remember, if you're confused about the format and team standings, the important thing to remember is teams must not lose. Unfortunately, some will. We'll have this game ready for you in just a short while. This is the PBA on Solar TV.
Wesley Gonzalez, side step, no. Block. Beyond. This is the issue. Benefit against Reyes. Wrap around. Oh, missed it. Back to Intal, and he scores. Oh, look out. Tracy Intal in the open court. Intal starts at home. And the rocket finally takes flight here. He's truly a rocket who has been launched and he's in orbit. How will Burger King respond, taking over Winnie Arcoleda's job as quarterback and really team leader for the Whoppers? Wesley Gonzalez are having a solid debut here for the Whoppers. Again from the inbound, driving down the baseline and finding an opening to score on the reverse. Behind the back. Come fly with me, Skyros. Oh, big play. Big play by Barangay Nebra down the stretch.
Barangay Nebra Kings. And now please welcome the starting lineup of your Burger King Whoppers. At guard number 5, Alex Cabagno. At shooting guard number 9, Ron J. Bonafit. At center number 34, Carlos Sharma. At small forward number 17, Aaron Aban. And at power forward number 55, Richard Yee. Head coach of the Whoppers is Yangia. And now please welcome the starting lineup of your Barangay Nebra Kings. At guard number 1, Selena Cruz. At the new spot, number 71, Ronald Tubid. At center, number 23, Rico Villanueva. At small forward, number 27, William Wilson. And at power forward, number 9, J.C. Intal. Head coach of the Kings is Joey Chico. Our referees for this contest are Claudio Nava.
Starting lineups have been introduced as the cameras of Direct Rafi Romano zoom in on the action. 10 gentlemen all set to start this action. Let's complete the dramatis persona on the floor. The referees are Altaba Herrera as well as Marilo. But a look at the starting lineups on your screen.
Well, you can see for Burger King, Cabagnat starting at guard along with Bonifay, Shama at center, Aban and Yee at the forwards. And we'll give you the Ginebra lineup in a second.
As we sail along, here comes Tubid. I think it's going to be an offensive foul early on. And he acknowledges it very quickly.
And as a player, that's probably the worst thing that can happen to you, to get a foul on the very first play.
In 9 seconds of the opening quarter.
Because then you have to become a little bit tentative. You don't want to be too aggressive and pick up that second foul right away.
Is that almost like a rule among coaches now, that second foul, you sit down the player? I mean, just I know you do that with the Blue Eagles. When a player commits 2 fouls, you sit him down.
Well, it's a little bit different in the pros because you're given 6 fouls. Unlike in the college ranks, I'm only working with 5 fouls, so I do not want my player to get his 3rd foul in that first half and have him really be saddled with 3 fouls going into that second half of the game.
Oh, so that clears that up. As Intel launches a long one, just kiss the iron, and we're off and running with Burger King. Burger King already assured of being in the wild card because the rest of the gang won't be able to climb up to 5 wins with the loss earlier of Barako Bull to Santa Lucia. The interesting part is Ginebra's life. Alaska has lost its last 2 games. And in the meantime, Tubit knocks in a long one.
Well, I guess Ronald Tubit is not going to be tentative no matter what. It's not in his DNA.
I think what I should say about the Lazio, they've lost 2 of their last 3 games because they did win against